Hello everyone. Welcome to Nanuya channel. I'm your host, Nino, and today we're diving into a question that almost everyone has wrestled with at some point. Why is it so hard to move on? Whether it's a breakup, the loss of a loved one, or even a missed opportunity, letting go can feel like an impossible task. Why is that? What's going on in our minds and hearts that makes moving forward so challenging? Let's unpack this together. First, let's talk about the psychological factors. Moving on isn't just about deciding to feel better. It's a complex process involving our memories, emotions, and even biology. One major factor is attachment. According to attachment theory, we form deep emotional bonds with people, places, and even ideas. When those bonds are severed, it's like tearing apart the fabric of our emotional safety net. This creates a sense of loss that our brains interpret as a threat, triggering a stress response. There's also the role of rumination. You know, that endless loop of replaying events in your mind? This happens because our brains are trying to solve what feels like an unfinished puzzle. Unfortunately, instead of finding closure, we often get stuck in the loop, which makes it even harder to move on. And let's not forget nostalgia. Our brains have a tendency to filter out the bad and amplify the good when we look back. This makes the past seem much rosier than it actually was, creating a false sense of loss. On a biological level, moving on is hardwired to be tough. Studies show that emotional pain activates the same areas of the brain as physical pain. That's why heartbreak can literally hurt. There's also a chemical component. For example, during a relationship, your brain releases feel-good chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin. These create a sense of bonding and pleasure. When that connection is broken, your brain experiences a kind of withdrawal, similar to quitting an addictive substance. This chemical imbalance can make it harder to focus, sleep, and even function normally. No wonder moving on feels so overwhelming. It's like your brain is working against you. Beyond psychology and biology, there's also the influence of culture and society. We live in a world that often romanticizes the past. Think about how many songs, movies, and books are about longing for something or someone that's gone. Social media doesn't help either. Seeing curated snapshots of others' lives can make us feel like we're the only ones struggling. It's easy to idealize what we've lost when everyone else's life seems picture perfect. And let's not overlook societal pressure. Phrases like, "just get over it," or "move on already," can make us feel like we're failing if we're still grieving or processing. But the truth is, healing is not linear, and it's different for everyone. So, what can we do about it? Moving on might be tough, but it's not impossible. Here are a few strategies that can help. Acknowledge your feelings. It's okay to feel sad, angry, or even confused. Allow yourself to process these emotions instead of suppressing them. Create new memories. Start building new experiences that can help shift your focus to the present and future. Seek support. Whether it's friends, family, or a therapist, talking to someone can help you gain perspective and feel less alone. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Moving on is a process, not a race. Limit triggers. If certain places, items, or social media accounts make it harder to let go, consider taking a break from them. Moving on is one of the hardest things we do as humans, but it's also one of the most transformative. It's through this process that we learn, grow, and eventually find new joys and opportunities. So, if you're struggling to move on right now, remember you're not alone, and it's okay to take your time. Healing isn't about forgetting. It's about making space for something new. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Mind Matters. If you found today's discussion helpful, please subscribe, share, or leave a review. And as always, take care of your mind and heart. Until next time, I'm Nino.